Ghana is considered as one of the most peaceful countries globally, and in the sub-region is highly rated for its peaceful nature, lovely people, peaceful people, and known for its generous hospitality. And for the peaceful coexistence, the inter-tribal marriages, cultural tolerance, religious tolerance has actually put Ghana on the spotlight as a country that is highly admired when it comes to peace. So with this, there are certain tribes that are actually noted to be some of those peaceful tribes in Ghana. So in this video, I present to you 5 Ghanaian tribes that are considered to be very peaceful tribes among all the peaceful tribes that we have in Ghana. In fact, this list is not absolute and might have certain subtle nuances. So in case your tribe is not mentioned in this list, please do not take it personal and think that the list is not correct. But most of the tribes in Ghana, we can all agree, are actually peaceful. So let's hook on to the video. I've cascaded the list from the 5th to the number 1 on the list, so you can't wait to get to know the number 1 on the list. So let's dive on to the video. Coming on the 5th on the list is the Ewe people of the Volta region of Ghana, but they are considered as one of the most peaceful people who coexist peacefully among themselves and with other tribes, and they have a very rich culture. In fact, I admire their food known as akule. But the Ewe people are spread across the Volta region of Ghana and even beyond Ghana in certain parts of Togo. They are often described in cultural narratives as having harmonious community values and hospitality, which contribute to their peaceful interaction locally. Beautiful. Now let's get to the 4th on the list, and then we take our ride to the Greater Accra region, locating the tribe known as the Ga-Adangbe's. The Ga-Adangbe's, though not always labeled as the most peaceful, the Ga-Adangbe people of the Greater Accra are widely considered culturally accommodating and are part of Ghana's relatively low conflict ethnic dynamics. But if you go to Accra, for instance, you notice that Accra is more like a collage of intercultural interoperability of different ethnic groups, different tribes, that's made the cultural landscape of Accra to be naturally beautiful. For you might not even know that Accra is a city that is indigenously a city that is being owned by the Ga people or the Ga-Adangbe people. But the Ga people, they have always tolerated these different ethnic groups and different tribes that has made the city to be very beautiful. In fact, to the extent that the Ga language is almost silent when you go to Accra. It's more of the Chi language that I've accepted, sometimes even naming important places and important events. For instance, the Kotoka International Airport is named with the Chi word Akwaba, welcoming all strangers and travelers to the country, and that makes things so beautiful. And this reflects how that the Ga people are actually culturally accommodating. So if you're a Ga person and you're watching me right now, Toyote. Now let's drive all the way to the Oti region and pick up a tribe known as the Inkonya people, but they are part of the Kwa or the Guru sub tribes. In fact, the Inkonya people, though they are not that popular in Ghana, they are considered as one of the most peaceful tribes in Ghana. They are noted for their rich agricultural practices, their peaceful cohesion, and their nature of being very welcoming and having that nature of peace and tranquility that is actually associated with this small ethnic group in the Oti region. But my first time of visiting one of the communities in the Oti region was, I think, somewhere 20 2022, where I got the chance of visiting one of their communities known as Damba. In fact, we actually did cross with a ferry, and that was actually my first time going on the ferry, and it was really beautiful. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're drawing down to the last two on the list, and we pick on the second on the list. And with this, we ignite our engine. We drive all the way to the northern part of the country, to the upper east region and the upper west region, and we pick three tribes known as the Dagaba, and then the Frafra tribes. In fact, these tribes are known to be very humble. In fact, the Dagaba, sometimes known as Dagatis, are seen as people that are very humble, very peaceful, and very accommodating. Just like their counterpart, the Frafra people, also very peaceful, very lovely, and then very accommodating. But these two ethnic groups over the years has always held annual fun games just to promote peace and tranquility among these two tribes. In fact, what some people might not know is that if you get to the northern part of the country, tribes have play meet. All this is to help to bring about peace and tranquility and coexisting among the different tribes in the northern part of the country. And the Dagaba Frafra people has always been exemplified as people who have actually championed and promote this quest for peace and tranquility. The Dagaba people are people that are noticed to be people that have rich cultural practices and are mostly into farming, though majority are also very educated. The same way with the Frafra people too, they are mostly predominantly into agriculture, and those have a good number of people that are also very educated. So these two tribes actually has a lot in common, and interestingly are mostly predominantly Catholics. So now let's run down to the topmost, the number one on the list. But remember, as I said, it doesn't mean what is presented here is absolute. So in case your tribe is not mentioned, do not take it personal. Let's ignite our engine and then drive all the way to the eastern region and pick a tribe known as the Akwapim people. The Akwapim people are part of a larger ethnic group known as the Akans, and they are located in the eastern region of Ghana. But they are specifically described as peaceful, respectful, and humble, with cultural norms emphasizing courtesy even in disagreements. And with this, they are always careful with the choice of ways that they use in their communication. In fact, some people claim that they will prefer the Akwapim version of the Bible than to go with the Asante version of the Bible, citing reasons that the Akwapim version of the Bible has a lot of courteous and polite ways that makes it suitable as a Bible. And that's interesting. So this should tell you that the Akwapim people are actually people that promote courtesy in their language and in their social interaction with people. So we finally arrived. This is the rundown to the top 5 most peaceful tribes in Ghana. But in case you know of any tribe in Ghana that is actually very peaceful and I've not added that to the list, you can leave that at the comment section, and I'll make sure I'll go through it and maybe possibly update my list.
Discover self.